Gentlemen, your sunglasses are either making you look like $1 million or like you're about to ask someone for directions to the early bird special. And most of you, you're getting it wrong. The difference between sharp and sloppy comes down to three things I'm about to show you. Here's the reality check. Your sunglasses aren't just eye protection. They're the first thing people see when they look at you. The wrong pair makes you look older and tired. But the right pair? The right pair makes you look sharp, confident, and like a man who has his life together. Stick around because the third pair I'm going to show you changed how I show up in every room. The classics, timeless frames that never fail. Let's get straight to it. These are the frames that have stood the test of time, that look just as good today as they did decades ago, and that will make you look sharp whether you're wearing a suit or jeans and a polo. Ray-Ban Original Aviator, RB3025. Let's start with the king, the Aviator. Originally designed for U.S. Air Force pilots in 1937, these are arguably the most iconic sunglasses ever made. That teardrop shape, those thin metal frames, they exude timeless style and confidence. Here's why they work so well for men over 40. They're universally flattering. Seriously, these look good on almost everyone. The Green G15 lenses give you that classic, old-school cool vibe, and they provide 100% UV protection. But here's the real power move. Aviators transition seamlessly from casual to formal. T-shirt and jeans? Perfect. Tailored suit? Even better. They're the Swiss Army knife of sunglasses. One thing to watch, make sure they fit properly. The frames should sit comfortably on your nose without sliding down, and the lenses should cover your eyes completely without overwhelming your face. Randolph Engineering Aviator. If you want to take the aviator game up a notch, meet Randolph. These are the aviators that actual fighter pilots wear. Made in the USA through a rigorous 200-step process, these frames are built to military specs. What sets them apart? The quality is outstanding. The bayonet temples, the lifetime warranted solder joints, the slightly squared lens contour, these are details that separate good from exceptional. Randolph aviators have this understated masculinity and refinement that's hard to beat. They're rugged enough for daily wear, but sophisticated enough to pair with a business suit. And yes, a former US president wore these. That's the kind of credibility we're talking about. If you're serious about quality and you want aviators that will last decades, Randolph is worth every penny. Persol 714 Steve McQueen. Here's where we get into serious style territory. The Persol 714 is legendary. This is the folding version of Persol's 1960s 649 model, famously worn by Steve McQueen, the king of cool himself. What makes these special? That handsome light Havana tortoiseshell frame with the distinctive keyhole bridge and Persol's signature metal arrow accents. Those arrows aren't just for show, they're functional hinges that add flexibility and durability. The warm brown lenses give you that vintage Hollywood vibe, and the folding design is perfect for travel. But here's the real reason to consider these. Persol's craftsmanship is exceptional. The crystal lenses ensure superb clarity, and the attention to detail is unmatched. These deliver sophisticated retro style that works for everyday errands or pairing with a linen suit at an outdoor wedding. When you wear Persol 711s for S, you're wearing a piece of cinema history. And people who know, they know. Tom Ford Morgan Wayfarer. If you want a modern luxury take on the classic square frame, Tom Ford's Morgan is stunning. These are slightly oversized with meticulously crafted angles and just the right thickness to make a statement. The hallmark metal T at the temples is subtle yet instantly recognizable. It's a mark of high fashion that doesn't scream for attention, it whispers it to those in the know. Here's what I love about these. The angles are perfect, the proportions are slightly oversized in the best way, and the frame is thick enough to make a statement without looking cartoonish. Despite their bold look, they're surprisingly versatile. Black or dark tortoise acetate complements a sharp business suit or upgrades a casual weekend outfit. These are the kind of frames that draw compliments. They show you understand quality and you're not afraid to invest in pieces that elevate your entire look. Moscot Lemtosh. The Lemtosh by NYC-based Moscot is what they call classiconic, a frame that's been beloved for over half a century. It's a chunky, roundish acetate frame with a keyhole bridge, famous for its intellectual, artsy charm. Style icons from Johnny Depp to Jeff Goldblum to King Charles III have been spotted wearing Lemtosh frames. That's the kind of pedigree we're talking about. The beauty of the Lemtosh is its smart, understated style. Whether you pair it with a tailored suit or a t-shirt and jeans, it instantly adds character without trying too hard. Available in classic black or tortoise, these sunglasses give off a vintage vibe that flatters men over 40 by softening harsh features and highlighting the eyes. These are especially great if you dress in vintage-inspired or creative business casual attire. They show you have taste, you appreciate craftsmanship, and you're not following trends, you're setting them. Ray-Ban Original Wayfarer, RB2140. Now let's talk about the Wayfarer. This is the frame that became a cultural icon in the 1950s and 60s. That trapezoidal square shape in acetate is instantly recognizable and universally flattering. Here's what makes Wayfarers so powerful. They inject instant cool into any outfit. Think James Dean. Think Tom Cruise in Risky Business. These frames have that retro vibe that never goes out of style. The beauty of the Wayfarer is its versatility. It tops off any outfit with ease. Polo shirt? Great. Tuxedo? Even better. In fact, a pair of black Wayfarers is unbeatable for pure versatility. They look amazing even with formal suits and summer wedding attire. If you want one do-it-all frame that works for literally every occasion, this is your answer. The clean lines and slightly angled front make them universally flattering, and they add that effortless cool factor that's hard to achieve any other way. Huckberry Weekenders. Now, not everyone wants to drop $300 on sunglasses. I get it. That's where Huckberry Weekenders come in. Priced around $35, these are a steal. They feature a classic Wayfarer-inspired design with slightly larger lenses for extra coverage. The styling is deliberately simple and smooth, built for maximum versatility. Available in staple colors like black or tortoise, plus a few retro tints like the translucent amber champagne. The lenses are polarized and provide full UV protection, so you're covered for driving or outdoor activities. And here's the best part. At this price, you won't panic if you lose or scratch them. These are perfect knock-around sunglasses for beach days, hikes, or running errands. Despite the low cost, the Weekenders have a clean, respectable look that complements casual weekend wear or even business casual outfits. Sometimes the best value isn't the most expensive option. It's the one that delivers quality at a price that makes sense. The mistakes that are aging you right now. Now that you know which frames to wear, let's talk about what's quietly destroying your style. These are the mistakes I see constantly, and they're costing you respect you don't even know you're losing. Mistake 1. Wearing cheap, worn-out frames. If your sunglasses have scratched lenses, loose hinges, or visible wear, they're making you look sloppy. It doesn't matter how nice the rest of your outfit is. Damaged sunglasses kill the whole look. I see this all the time. Guys wearing a $500 blazer with sunglasses that look like they've been through a war zone. The contrast is jarring, and it makes people question everything else about your appearance. Here's the fix. Invest in quality frames and take care of them. Store them in a case. Clean them regularly. Get them adjusted if they start to feel loose. Your sunglasses should look as good on day 500 as they did on day 1. Mistake 2. Oversized or undersized frames. Your sunglasses should fit your face. Too big, and you look like you're hiding behind them, or worse, like you borrowed them from someone else. Too small, and you look like you're wearing your kid's glasses. The frames should cover your eyes completely without overwhelming your face. The top of the frame should sit just below your eyebrows, and the bottom should rest comfortably on your cheeks without touching. When you look in the mirror, the frames should feel like a natural extension of your face, not something sitting on top of it. If you're not sure, ask for help. Most quality eyewear stores have staff who can guide you to the right size. Mistake 3. Trendy frames that'll be dated in 6 months. Neon colors, extreme shapes, oversized logos. These are all mistakes. I don't care if they're in right now. By the time you've worn them for a season, they'll look ridiculous. Here's the thing about trends. They're designed to make you buy new stuff constantly. That's great for the companies selling them, but terrible for your wallet and your style. Stick to classic designs that have proven themselves over decades. Ray-Ban aviators have looked good since 1937. Wayfarers have been cool since the 1950s. These aren't trends, they're standards. And standards never go out of style. Mistake 4. Ignoring lens. Quality cheap lenses don't just look bad, they don't protect your eyes properly, and at our age, eye health isn't something to mess around with. Quality lenses with 100% UV protection are non-negotiable. They should block both UVA and UVB rays. Polarized lenses are even better because they reduce glare, which is crucial when you're driving or spending time outdoors. The clarity difference between cheap and quality lenses is night and day. With good lenses, colors are more vibrant, details are sharper, and your eyes don't strain as much. It's worth the investment. Mistake number 5. Wearing frames that don't match your face shape. This is the biggest error I see, and it's the one that's easiest to fix once you understand it. A guy will drop $300 on sunglasses that look great on the model, but completely wrong on him. Why? Because he didn't consider his face shape. If you have a square face with a strong jawline, you need to soften those angles. Rounded or oval frames like aviators work perfectly. They balance out your angular features without making you look weak. If you have a round face, you need the opposite. Angular or rectangular frames add definition and structure. Wayfarers are your best friend here. They create the sharp lines your face needs. Oval faces are the lucky ones. You can wear almost anything. But don't waste that advantage on boring frames. Try geometric shapes, aviators, or square frames to maintain proportion. For heart-shaped faces, broad forehead, narrow chin, you want frames that balance that width. Aviators are especially great here because they're wider at the top and taper down, creating perfect harmony. The rule is simple. Contrast your face shape. Angular face, rounded frames. Rounded face, angular frames. Get this right, and you're already ahead of 90% of men your age. You've got the right frames. You're avoiding the mistakes. Now let's talk about the details that separate a man who looks good from a man who looks exceptional. These are the small things that most guys overlook, but they make all the difference. Match frame shape to your face. The deep dive. I touched on this in the mistakes section, but it's worth going deeper because getting this right is transformative. The goal is to create balance. If your face has strong, angular features, you want to soften them with rounded frames. If your face is soft and rounded, you want to add structure with angular frames. But there's more to it than that. You also want to consider the size of your features. If you have a larger nose, avoid frames with a low bridge that sit too close to your face. If you have a smaller nose, look for frames with adjustable nose pads that can be customized to fit properly. The width of the frames matters too. They should align with the widest part of your face, usually your cheekbones. If the frames are wider than your face, they'll look oversized and awkward. If they're narrower, they'll make your face look wider. Consider hair color and style as you age. Your hair color and hairline change. Your glasses should harmonize with that evolution. If you've got graying or white hair, frames in warm or earthy tones, tortoiseshell, deep browns, amber, beautifully complement your coloring. These warm tones add richness and depth that stark silver or light frames can't match. Silver or light frames might wash you out, making you look older instead of distinguished. If you have thinning or receding hair, avoid very thin or rimless sunglasses. A bolder, full-frame style draws attention to your eyes and provides contrast. The frames become a focal point that balances your overall appearance. If you have a full head of salt and pepper hair or a distinguished beard, classic dark frames, black, gunmetal, tortoise, nearly always look sharp. They complement your natural coloring without competing with it. The idea is to use your frames as a style asset. Vintage-inspired tortoise sunglasses can play up the silver fox vibe in a very flattering way. It's about working with what you've got, not against it. Match the style to the occasion. Men over 40 attend a variety of events. Business meetings, casual weekends, weddings, golf outings. Pick sunglasses that feel appropriate in multiple settings. Sleek metal aviators or well-made acetate frames in conservative colors project sophistication and won't look out of place with a suit or sports coat. For casual and active occasions, you might lean toward more relaxed styles, but keep them for those contexts. If you want maximum versatility, the safest bet is a timeless design in a neutral color. These seamlessly transition from a polo and chinos at lunch to a dress shirt and blazer at a client meeting. The simpler and more classic the frame, the more dressy and flexible it is. You can always have a second pair of polarized sport shades for the golf course or fishing trip, but your primary pair should be a style that elevates your everyday look. Invest in proper fit and adjustment. Even the best sunglasses in the world won't look good if they don't fit properly. This is where most guys drop the ball. Your sunglasses should sit comfortably on your nose without pinching or sliding down. The temples should rest gently on your ears without squeezing your head. And the frames should sit level on your face, not tilted or crooked. If your sunglasses don't fit perfectly out of the box, get them adjusted. Most quality eyewear stores offer free adjustments, and it makes a world of difference. A proper fit not only looks better, but also feels better, which means you will actually wear them. The right pair doesn't just protect your eyes, it sharpens your entire look. It makes you appear more confident, more successful, more put together. And when you feel good about how you present yourself, everything else gets easier. And let's be honest, you feel better about yourself too. Now, I want to hear from you. Which of these frames are you going to try first? Are you going classic with the Ray-Ban Aviator, sophisticated with the Purcell 714, or modern luxury with Tom Ford? Drop a comment and let me know. And if you found this helpful, do me a favor. Hit that like button and subscribe. Because next week, I'm breaking down the biggest watch mistakes men over 40 make and exactly how to fix them. You don't want to miss it. Thanks for watching, gentlemen. Now go look sharp.